Good morning, good morning, good morning. Unless some of y'all get in here. Morning, morning. Morning, morning, morning. I was trying to share my video, y'all. Just sharing my video. Good morning. I'm gonna let some people come in, so you're a little quiet right now. This video public. I think I made my video public. Good morning. I'm eating. No makeup, no nothing. I'm just eating, waiting for people to come here. Waiting for people to come here. Good morning. When you coming in, can you like the video, subscribe, and like? It's a little chilly in here, so I have my coat on. My 80s girl. My 80s baby. I am an 80s girl. Good morning, y'all. I decided to come in to this live at work because, first of all, it's a little slow of a day. It'll be a slow week, I'm sure. Um, Slow whole month of December. January, we picking up big time. So that's that. That's that. Good morning. Good morning, Ching. So I'm gonna talk about something that I've been seeing all over the internet. Then we're gonna talk into some of these topics that I be having that I saved on my YouTube channel. um, yeah. So basically, um, I ain't had much to do, so I jumped on my live here at work. Got on my coat. I look like it's freezing in here, don't I? I know, I know, I know. Some of my people sleep too. They be sleep in the morning. I'm always up though. It's so cold in here. It's trying to make my nose run a little bit. Mm-mm-mm. And I'm eating candy in the morning. Y'all gotta excuse me. You got to excuse me. But we're gonna address some things, talk about some topics this morning. We got some things to talk about. So let's talk. Let me move my computer out the way. What's good? What's good, YouTube? Hello, hello, hello. How do I share this? Um, I had to share it on here too, y'all. So if you see me like blank out, it's because I'm sharing my YouTube. But I came over here because I got a few things to talk about. What I'm gonna talk about is the cash down situation. Uh, I want to get some of y'all views. A lot of people tired of talking about stuff, but I am a content creator, so this is what we talk about. Thank you for joining the Mrs. Detroit in Cocktails and Convo with Mrs. Detroit. Um, what's good? What's good? Hey, can y'all come in, like the video, subscribe. Can't stress it enough, and like, please like the video. Um, yeah. So everybody was tripping on Cash Doll not coming, not going to Harpo's in Detroit, east side of Detroit. Harpo's is a nightclub on the east side of Detroit. I have never been to Harpo's. Keep it real. I don't plan on going to Harpo's. I don't knock nobody that goes to Harpo's. It's just the look is a little too different for me, and that's just on the outside looking in. I never did. But she was supposed to perform at Harpo's on the east side of Detroit. Whew, sheesh. She's supposed to perform at Harpo's on the east side of Detroit. So what was said, and there's so many rumors, but what was said was that she got paid up front half, which is $22,500, and when she got there to perform, she's supposed to get the other half, which her total was $45,000. I don't got the contract. I can pull it up if you guys want to see it on my computer, but they said she got $22,500. That's half the deposit to show up at the venue. Like I said, the venue is on Harper in Detroit on the east side. First of all, I heard, now I'm gonna say this, even though this is not probably don't have nothing to do with it, but they said the venue was cold. It was cold inside the venue. See that's what happened when you don't have a proper planning and a proper you didn't set it up right. Because who wanna perform in a cold ass, excuse my language, a cold venue, no heat. And you got an artist coming in. You know what, Detroit sometimes get on my nerves because y'all don't show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do sometimes, but come on. You know you about to bring this girl there. At least have some heat. You got people that came there, employees said they were underpaid. They said they was underpaid. They didn't get the proper wages. They were supposed to leave at 11:30. They been there till 2:30 in the damn morning. They were there at 2:30 in the morning because they waiting for their payment because she didn't show up. But I heard she did show up and they didn't have all her money. Now a contract is a contract. Yeah, I think both of them kind of may have breached the contract. Excuse me, my nose feel like it's running. It's so cold in here. Like here. No, it's like it's just a very big warehouse in here, guys. So that's why it looks like that. But yeah, so my thing is this. I got tissue or napkins. We don't have to work with that. Um, my thing is if you sign a contract, both parties, you gonna have to abide by that contract. If you don't abide by the contract, you risk being sued and things like that. I'm not saying she was wrong because honestly, if you don't pay me all my money, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna perform. A contract is a contract. Now on the contract it says she can't perform anywhere else, but she did perform for Brandy and Monica's tour at the LCA, which is Little Caesars Arena. So she performed at Little Caesars Arena with her friend. She said her friend Monica, which is fine. But I don't know if she could be in trouble for that because on the contract it said you can't perform a week before or a week after. First, I didn't understand that, but then I guess because people are anxious to see Cash Doll and they don't want her to perform nowhere in Detroit a week before or a week after because there's somebody they'll be in the theater already, so they're not going to get the full effect. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. Hold on, let me look at this. Y'all, sorry, my bad. My bad. Y'all, sorry, my bad. My bad. I had to check. I was sharing a video. Hello, Tabitha. Hello, Tabitha. Thank you for joining. Can you like the video? So yeah, so I was actually saying that when you sign a contract, you sign a contract. These are the stipulations. This is what you need to do. This is how it's supposed to be done. That's why them contracts you gotta abide by them shits. Okay, you gotta abide by them because anybody could you could do risk. You have the risk of being sued. You got the risk of being sued. Just point blank. Period. Um, I don't blame Cash Out. I know she is always there for her fans. A lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about her, and I get it. Some people be on her team because she's cashing out. You know what I'm saying? They like her because she's cashing out. And so they agree with everything that she does. My thing is, it's not that I agree, but I understand when you sign something for a certain amount of money, I want what I want. I want to get paid for what we talked about. There shouldn't be um you can pay the money. Because my thing is this was where you at when the people move it. Oh no. I'm actually at work. I'm actually at my other job. We don't have much to do today, so I decided to go live. Yep, I'm here. It's a really big warehouse. Really big warehouse. And I'm on a laser cutting machine, but we're on a, like a standstill. So we're actually doing some things for the kids that have cancer or the kids that are homeless, making scarves, making hats, doing that for now, the downtime. That's not what we do though. I do electrical work, so I work on harnesses, I work on electrical vehicle chargers and things like that. But we're waiting for the contract, so that's what's going on right now. But what I was saying about Cash Doll is a lot of people are in an uproar on the internet because she didn't show up at Harpo's. Harpo's, again, you guys, I explained it in the beginning of the video. Harpo's is a venue on the east side of Detroit. I believe Harper and 94 Freeway. It's called the Esca Ford Freeway, by the way, but we call it 94 too. Um, so she didn't perform there, but she went to perform at LCA, which is Little Caesars Arena, for for uh Brandy and Monica's concert. She is friends with Monica and Brandy. On the contract, it says she's not supposed to perform at any other venue in Detroit before or after the venue that she signed up for. Um, so that might be something that's going to be a little brought up. I get where she's coming from. If you don't get paid, if I sign a contract and you don't have all my money, I'm not doing it. I signed a contract. That's just the way it goes. I signed a contract. This is the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to pay me so I can perform at your venue. But it was said that he didn't pay all the money. Mind you, he's going to pay Cash Doll $45,000, right? He gave her 22,500 for the deposit, so that's half. He gave her half up front. The other half was supposed to be given to her when she comes to the venue to perform. Well, when she got to the venue, from what I hear, allegedly, um, he didn't have all her money. So he basically gave her half. He didn't have all her money. She decided, okay, I'm not gonna do it. You gotta pay me. A lot of her fans was mad because they paid $80 a ticket to go to this performance. First of all, and then I heard that it was like $200 to park. Let me tell you something. I'm not paying $200 to park nowhere. Okay, that's just me. Nah, to each his own. I'm not giving you $200 to park my car. That's more than the ticket itself that you came to see her in. I mean, with and you charging $80 to go to Harpo's in Detroit. Yes, $200, sis. You paying $80 to go see Cash Doll. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that's a good price. I mean, if you want to see Cash Doll, that's just what it is. But what I would not do is be in this venue. It's cold in the venue from what I heard. I heard there's no heat. That's allegedly, but it's been going around. So it was cold in the venue. She decided to perform at LCA, which is Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, downtown Detroit, for Monica and Brandy's tour, the concert. It's her friend. She performed. I don't know if she got paid for that event or not. But what I will say is definitely it's a good look. But if you win a contract, you're not supposed to breach that contract. Now he breached it by not giving her all her money. That's just that. You gotta pay me. You gotta pay me. The only thing I think that he would get away with if he takes her to court is that on that contract it did say you can't perform a week before or a week after. So a week before that, actual concert for the Harpos, you can't perform a week before or a week after, right? Ooh, ooh, y'all. When I take them off now, I'm blind as a bat. But yeah, you can't perform a week before a week after. So my thing is, what do you guys think? Do you think that Casdow should have performed anyway, even though she got half up front? She only got not only because $22,500 is a good amount to me, but because he agreed to pay her $45,000, that's the contract. You agreed upon giving her that, and honestly, I think she's worth it. She does a great performance. I went to see Casdow in concert at the Fox. She performs very great, right? So, and that's what he want to bring the whole city out. You can bring the whole city out, but you got to pay your artists. You got to pay your artists. If you don't pay, pay me my money. Don't perform it right. So why you mad at her? So he's so mad. He's like, oh, she's not even worth it, and she don't give back to the city. That's a lie. That's a lie. She does a lot for the city. I ain't gonna even lie. I do see that throughout the vlogs, and the only reason I know that is because I am a content creator and I follow people. So she does do a lot for the city, whether you see it or not. Just look up her stats. But you making up stuff because you didn't have your money. See, this is the problem that I have with unprofessional people. Unprofessional people are so freaking irritating. Let me tell you why. We sign a contract. See, and I don't want to even put it on color or nothing like that. But it's always, you know what? Never mind. But um, you got this young black dude. You got this artist. She's a black woman, right? I feel like y'all take advantage. Some people take advantage of that shit. I really do. I think they take advantage because, first of all, she's an artist, and not only is she an artist, you think because you think she's just a Detroit artist, she's been worldwide. She may not be big as the Megan Thee Stallions or the Cardi B's or the Nicki Minaj's of them all, but she's a big artist, especially locally. We support our people here. So for you to tell me I'm getting $45,000 for this event, okay, I'm gonna do 45,000. You gonna pay me 45,000. Thank y'all. Can y'all like the video? Can y'all tap the like button, that thumbs up, that right there? If you can see it right there, like it. Um, because it helps with my views and things and my analytics. So yeah, so I'm not gonna perform for half my money when we already said this is it. This is it. He breached the contract. That's just that. He breached the contract. With her, I don't know what they're gonna do. I honestly just think that okay, so when I look at the contract, it looks like a little flaws in there. This could be a fake contract. I don't know, but with the contract that I seen, was she's supposed to form at 11 a.m. Notice what I'm saying. 11 a.m. She's not supposed to form a week before or a week after that date. Did she show up at all? Yeah, they said she showed up, but they didn't have her money. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure if she showed up after or before, but for what I heard, she showed up before. This is what I heard. I'm not positive, but yeah, they said she showed up. He didn't have her money. She said, forget it. She ain't performing. Now, true enough, you do have a lot of fans there that are looking for you. And she could have took it off the chest and just did it. But why am I taking off the chest? I love my fans, but it ain't that much fans in the world. My fans need to understand. Or I figure out something to do for my fans on my page. Yes, stand on business. Because ain't no way. I'm sorry to my fans. Come join my page. I'll figure out something I can do for my fans. But I'm not performing at this man venue and he didn't even do right. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let's try it. Let's do a poll. No, I don't want to do that. No, hell no. It was a poll, y'all, that I don't like. How do I get it off of there? No, I don't want to start it. Let's trash it. I'm trying to trash it. Why is the poll to the drag here to end Q&A? The why it ain't ending? Mm-mm. I don't like this Q&A shit. That's not even a question I want to answer anyway. Hold on, y'all. Let me start Q&A so I can end Q&A. Why is it not ending? This is BS. Hold on, y'all. My YouTube acting a butt. Now people gonna be asking. The fact that it won't end is irritating. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I might have to come back in and out. I didn't really want to do that though, because I need this video to. What the hell? This is beyond irritating. I can't even finish talking about what I was talking about. I guess I might have to just let it sit there. It won't let me do it, y'all. This is so stupid. Why is it coming in my face? Okay. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that question. Let me know if y'all can see that question. Let me know if y'all can see that question on the screen. Because I don't want it there. Hold on, y'all. Let me figure out how to. Crazy, y'all. Now, what if I flip my camera? Is it still there? It's still freaking there. And it won't go away. So irritating. Y'all just gonna have to look at the questions for a minute. Because I don't got time for that. And I already want to end my life. But, you know what's crazy? I would love the cocktail right now, but this is like a quick little live to, because I ain't got much to do here at work. So it's like a quick little live that I'm on because I don't have much to do on at work. So we were talking about the cash out situation, and honestly, I could have talked about something else, but because it's everywhere on my screen, we just talking about that. So my thing is this: when you sign a contract, you have to abide by that contract. Now, if you breach the contract, if you're not gonna pay me all my money, if you if you agree to pay me a certain amount of money, I expect my certain amount of money to perform. I'm not getting out here and performing because you gave me $22,000, $22,500 to be exact, and that's not the contract that we talked about. I can't wake and bake here at the job, of course not, but you can. So you have your cocktail, you smoke, and you enjoy the live. Let's go. Because so listen, y'all see that chat box? You not pay attention to it. This whole time I'm talking and y'all ain't heard nothing I said. And y'all staying over here with me. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. But no, I was kicking. I'm like my son, bro. I was kicking it. We was talking about a little bit about that cash doll situation. Honestly, it's only talked about because she's a performer. She didn't perform at Harpo's downtown Detroit. Um, I mean not downtown Detroit. Harpo's is on Harper and 94. That's the venue that Cash Doll was supposed to perform at. She, from what I hear, allegedly, she went to um the venue. They didn't have all her money, so since they didn't have all her money, um, she didn't perform. She went and performed at LCA, which is thank you, babe. LCA, which is Little Caesars Arena, with Monica and Brandy for um their tour. She performed there. So y'all can give me y'all answers, but for what I say, this is what I say. If we sign a contract and you don't pay me my full amount, I'm not performing. Now I get it for your fans. And some people will do that. For their fans, they just say forget it. But basically you kinda got over. Now what I would do is I would actually have something on my site for my fans that did show up because you can't just let them down. You can't let them down, but at the same time, if you having me come to a venue, why is the venue with no heat? I'm an artist, and for and for the people that's coming out there. Predator movie is so funny. I know, Daddy. See, you see this? This is crazy. This tour has been having issues. Yeah, it has. But honestly, the tour didn't. Actually, I heard it was really good. Actually, here in Detroit, the tour was actually good. Everybody was happy to see Monica Brandy and Cash Doll because she was a surprise guest because she just went on there and did her thing. Not sure if she got paid for it, but she did what she did. Now, what they can sue Cash Doll for is the contract that she signed. The contract basically said you can't perform before or after. Um, you can't perform before or after. Also, I'm reading too. Um, when you perform, you can't perform before or after the Harpo situation. I don't understand why you can't perform, but then again, I do because if you are performing at a venue, hello, thank you for joining. Can y'all tap the screen? Like the video, subscribe, please. I appreciate it. It helps with analytics, algorithm, all that thing, all those things. Yeah. So if I'm supposed to perform at your venue, I expect. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to come in nowhere where it's no heat when it's cold. I'm always cold anyway, so that wouldn't work. But I wouldn't want to come in there where there's no heat. But you did sign a contract, so you got to walk in that venue whether it's heat or not and perform. I feel like both of them breached the contract, both, because if you're not paying me all my money, I'm not going to perform. I show love some other kind of way. I'm not going to perform. If we agreed on $45,000, he gave her $22,500 up front for the deposit. Honestly, that's pretty much a good thing to perform. But then again, why? If your pay is your pay, that's what it is. You lusting in your head. What you mean lusting in your head? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You don't supposed to be lusting in your head. Why you lusting, Alex? What's going on? We is talking about tearing down in this situation. I ain't giving you nothing to lust about. We're just talking. Yeah, so yeah, and my point is you have to be mindful of what you do. You have to be mindful of what you sign. A contract is a contract. That's why when these people doing these contracts, y'all gotta read these contracts. Y'all have to read these contracts. Listen, You signing a contract and you don't really know what you're signing. A lot of people, that's why people need management, and they need management, a good management, because it's hard to trust out here. But once you sign that contract, they people can go after you for whatever they want to go after you for. You don't supposed to perform before after the venue. You ain't supposed to perform before after venue. But see, it might be little things in that contract that just making her say, you know what, I was able to do this. I don't think nobody's just gonna skip out knowing that they could be sued big time. But she, you know what, she does have a point. She has a point because she wasn't paid. So if let's say they both get a lawyer, right? And he decides to sue her. They both get a lawyer. Um, she will be able to say, I didn't get paid my full amount of money. This was discussed in the contract. I didn't perform. That's that. That's that. But in the contract, it also says you're not supposed to perform before or after the event. And you did somewhere else. I want to see how this all plays out. I do. I want to see how it all plays out. So that was my cashed out commentary. That was the cashed out commentary. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'll come back on later with you guys. I appreciate you joining Cocktails and Convo with Mrs. Detroit. Um, yeah. So that was that. That was the commentary I had on that. I wanted to know everybody's thoughts. Y'all don't pay attention to that box in the caption. Please don't pay attention to it. Because for some reason it won't go away. But yeah, you guys, thank you for joining Cocktails and Convo with Mrs. Detroit. I'll be back later. I'll send a notification out. And you guys enjoy your rest of your day. It's snowy out here, so I don't know where you guys are, but it's a little cold in the D. All right, bye.